Alright, this is a Hallowing of Samhain tarot spread. I probably butchered that, but that's fun. It's mostly something about your bonds and ancestors and stuff that they're trying to tell you. So fun, just little reading. It's nothing too crazy. It's it's probably just a tidbit of information. It might strike a memory with you. It might give you some information. It might also be kind of, just fun. You know, I'm not trying to be like too crazy with it because I'm trying something new with my readings. So if it does correlate with your situation, take it. If it doesn't, hopefully it was fun. Okay, so we have this small pumpkin, we have the medium, and we have the Mickey Mouse one. So pick whichever one resonates for you or looks the best, that's pointing you near it, and we'll start off with the first one, alright? So let's start off with this one. Put that one down there. Alright, so the first question for group 1 is going to be, what messages do your ancestors have for you? We have the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is endurance. You might need to endure some things. You might actually have to deal with some type of scrutiny from somebody else, or something that is very unpleasant for you. You might have to endure in order to become more experienced or more self-aware or become more influential. So it's not that it's like a bad thing or a good thing. It's probably something that you're going to help somebody else with. Okay, in the long run. It might not be seen right now. It's going to probably happen later on. But whatever you're doing, it's going to influence somebody later on. Okay, so number 2, in what areas of your life do you need more protection? We have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups, it's kind of like, what is that? And like, you're probably more of like that type of person that kind of like either leaves a situation or goes into a situation just full 100% all the time, and then moves on to the next thing as fast as you went into another situation where you're kind of not affected by the last thing that happened to you. So it's good and it's bad at the same time. You could be running away from really good things in your life and embracing very toxic things in your life, and you don't really realize like the long-term effects. So that's going to be coming soon, but yeah, with the next full moon there's going to be quite a lot of things coming to light. But anyway, in what areas of your life do you need to allow grieving? We have the Judgment in reverse. The Judgment in reverse is a decision that is being delayed. So you're going to have to close a situation that's not happening, or that it wasn't meant for you. You're going to have to leave it behind. So that could be very hard for you when you set your sights on something, you want to achieve it. But I feel like some things are not meant for you to have or to like be a part of. Okay, so there's going to be quite a few of those events in your life that you're going to miss out on, which is fine. But I feel like you might take it a little bit harder than you need to. I feel like if it's not meant for you, don't waste your time with it. It'll just go on to the next person. And if it was meant for you, it would have been more than allowing. I feel like it could be more of a learning situation than a, oh, you can't do this because of whatever reason. I feel like it's more of long-term effects are going to help you out. Okay, so number 4, we have the King of Cups in the position of what bonds do you need to break to free your life, we have the King of Cups. The King of Cups is passionate compassion. So there's a relationship here that is too much. If it kind of restrains you from doing things that you want to do or need to do or you want to be included in, it's probably too much. Okay, it's all well and good, but if you really want to do something and they're not giving you the allowance to do that, then that could be a bit of a problem. Okay, so you might have to kind of put boundaries on your relationship of what can and can't be done and what can and can't be said about certain things. Okay, so the next card we have is what area of your life is seeking renewal? We have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is in reverse, obviously, and we have thinking very carefully. So there might be something in your past, or there might be an idea that you haven't really brought to the forefront that you could do, or a project that you want to do, or something to that effect. That would be more on a personal level. That might be more in touch with who you are as a person. So you might want to do that. Let's see. I also think that you might be having to re-enter certain issues or certain relationships again for closure. I feel like you might be denying yourself closure. So there's a couple blocks in current situations and things you want to do because you haven't closed the situation or come to grips with an end to something. So there's kind of a lot of like negative energy kind of floating around you, or stuff that you didn't want to address or actually confront in your current life. So it's all part of growing up. You have to confront some stuff that you don't like, and actually be true to yourself. It's a very weird scenario. So hopefully, Group 1, this kind of gives you more motivation to achieve things, especially from your ancestors. They want you to have endurance to stay with something long enough to see it through or see it fail. So then you have that closure, that experience, and you're able to kind of problem solve next time on the same type of thing, and later on in your life too, because you can't keep running away from things that are hard because you don't want to see the outcome. It's not healthy. Anyway, if you like this, leave a like. If you like what I'm doing on here, subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, Group 1, you can leave them in my comment section. I know a lot of you do that anyway. But, yeah, it's fun reading some of the comments. It's nice to know people are out there watching, Anyway, I will see you in the next reading, Group 1, and, endure something, It's not all bad, it's not all good, but, it's life. Alright? Anyway, I'll see you in the next one, alright? Bye now. Medium. Alright, number 2. Alright, we have what messages do your ancestors have for you? We have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is in reverse, obviously. So conclusion is likely to be delayed. So there's something that's going to be delayed, especially if it's like a court case or something. It's kind of going to be like a wait and see type thing, because it might be a hard decision to make, or it might be something that has a lot of different things that need to be considered in the case, or with your living situation, or something to that effect. And there's a lot that's going on here. Okay, so just be patient. Alright, so number 2, in what areas excuse me, you might be actually in a court case that's really long, or it's really exhausting. It's like an everyday occurrence. So, excuse me for yawning, but it's probably very exhausting right now for you. Okay, so in what areas of your life do you need more protection? We have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is like progression. When you progress forward from a hard lifestyle or issue, and you kind of move forward to thriving, it could be very hard because it could be very early in the ending of a particular issue, or it could just be the start of something. It's like, it's very hard to be in the midst of it and claim your success when there's a lot of other things happening behind the scenes and that you're not sure of yet. Okay, so in what areas of your life do you need to allow grieving? We have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles in reverse is an introverted child. I feel like you could have children, or you might have an inner child that's very, like, it keeps, your feelings to yourself, or you're very, closed off to other people. You don't want to really explain your feelings, but you could be very hurt by certain things that happen because you feel like your character's being assassinated. So you can't really say that to somebody and they'll know. They'll be like, oh yeah, I've been through that myself. No, you feel personally attacked, like you're being brought to the forefront and everything's being taken away from you. It hits people very differently depending on how introverted you are. But I feel like it's either your children or you that are going through that, and it's hitting you in such a way that's very hard, or it's hitting them very hard. So there might be a lot going on here. Alright, so what bonds do you need to break free from to to break free of your life over? Okay, so you have the Six of Cups, so it's friendships. You might have to move away from certain friendships. I think you know which ones. The more toxic fair weather friends, or the ones that are kind of not motivating you to be successful or to thrive forward or to tell you the truth on issues that you really need the truth from. I feel like you need to take the stagnation of friendships and kind of really look at it. Is it just stagnation because of the pandemic, or stagnation because you have nothing in common with these people? If you have nothing in common with them, you need to leave them behind. If they're not like the first people that you want to call when you're successful, you need to leave those friends behind, okay? So it's kind of that mentality of, who would I call first if I ever became successful? Because the people that you would call first in any type of thing are your true friends, because you know that they're probably going to say something that's on your level, or something that's going to be witty and funny, that is going to make your day even more special, those type of people. Alright, so get rid of those weirdo friends. So what area of your life is seeking renewal? We have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands, trying to get things done can end in a mistake. So there's something in your life that's going to be a mistake, okay? And it's probably a divorce, okay? Or it's the end of a relationship. But there's something here that is the right thing for you, but you don't want to admit it to yourself. It might be a divorce, it might be something else. It might be the fact that you love somebody else and you don't want to admit it to yourself, okay? But you being free is kind of like making it all come into the focal point, like, if I did this, is this going to happen, or is this... So you're thinking about strategy more so than actual logic to, actually put things in motion, So anyway, group 2, hopefully this helps you out in some way, shape, or form. Hopefully this kind of puts your life in perspective in a good way, so you can kind of find out what you want, what you need out of life, and how to progress forward. It might take a while, but you can do it. I have every confidence in you. Like I told my friend who asked me if she was fat, you're not fat. Unless you feel like you're not being included in friend outings or family outings, at that point, the things that you want to do is be with your family and friends. But if you can do all those things, that's fine. But if you can't, you don't feel comfortable, that's when you have to make changes. And that's going to be self-propelled. It's not going to be like somebody's going to influence you to say, hey, you need to lose weight. You have to make that choice. If you're not being able to include yourself in inside jokes, family stuff, or just being part of a unit, then it becomes a problem. Okay, group 2. So if you feel that way, you might need to make some changes, or you might need to find who you are as a person, do some shadow work, do some self work, do some light work. It's like do all the works that you can in order to find where you're most comfortable and what you like to do and stuff like that. So then you're more well-rounded instead of just one-dimensional. You don't want to be one-dimensional. One-dimensional people disappear, you don't want to do that. But yeah, be somebody who you would love to have as a mentor as an 8-year-old child, and be that person. If it's Superman, Batman, strong, independent woman, I don't know. Some people just like to find really successful people to idolize, and some people like myself love serial characters because it's hilariously funny, and you should laugh a little bit every day about maybe something that's totally demented. But to make yourself feel better, you do have to, find you're happy, find who you are. Okay? Anyway, group 2, if you like this, leave a like. If you like what I'm doing on here, subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading, alright? Laters. Mickey Mouse group. Alright, so the first card is going to be, what messages do your ancestors have for you? We have the Four of Cups, which is reevaluation. So you might have to reevaluate something in your life and reevaluate a problem, how you reacted to something, how certain things happened in your relationship, in your job, and really reapproach it, like say, sorry, I wasn't feeling well, whatever, or just, try to be more connected. It doesn't matter what kind of reevaluation it is. I think it's just looking at something through new eyes and different day, So, in what areas of your life do you need more protection? We have the Devil. We have bondage. So you might actually be stuck in routine or stuff you need to do. Maybe you have kids, maybe you have a home you need to take care of, or you have a job that's really demanding and it constantly is like the same stuff every day. You might also be an influencer and you kind of fall into patterns, So you might actually have to change up your patterns and be more natural in what you do, whether it's a job or, project or something. Just think about it more, more in a different perspective, but in a more utilitarian way. I feel like that might help some of you. So if it doesn't, forget everything, throw it away, get rid of it, burn it all down. Anyway. So we have number 3. Number 3 is, in what areas of your life do you need to allow grieving? We have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is you get things done. So there's probably a point where you kind of need to be more organic. You can't just be like, oh yeah, we need to do this, we need to do that. It might not come across as realistic, okay? So, or natural, so you might have to take a more natural approach to how you work and what stuff you can get done more artistically instead of intellectually. I feel like very few people go for the creative route when they're influencers. They're kind of like, oh, this was trendy, I'll do this. It's very odd. But anyway, number 4, what bonds do you need to break free from in order to live your life? We have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands in reverse is the urge to change. So you don't have to change, you just have to kind of do stuff in a very different sort of way. Introduce a new variable to your situation. If it's a routine, put a little spice in there. Listen to salsa music while you work out. I don't know. But do something different that would just bring a little bit more inspiration into your life about how you approach mundane activities or things that you've done a million times before, or stuff that might not be 100% what people want to hear. Maybe you need to look at it from a different perspective, but it depends of what's going on. You just might need to change it up a little bit, okay? Not the whole thing, just a little bit. Alright, so what area of your life is seeking renewal? We have the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is warning against living beyond your means. So you might actually have to renew your financial situation, or just exhaustion. You might actually have to take a couple days off in order to rebuild. I feel like you might be going back to back to back and not allowing anything to happen organically where you get recognition for what you're doing. You kind of want to stay on top of everything and keep going, but you need to let some things happen organically and wait for things and people to come to you sometimes, and opportunities in that. Maybe you're forcing too many things to happen in a very short time, and they might not want to actually happen around that time. It's all in timing, it's all in circumstance of what's happening now. Okay? Anyway, group 3, hopefully this helped you out in some way, shape, or form. Make sure that you just bring a little bit of a different touch to certain things. If you need to take a day off to do some self-care, do that. Work on your light work on your shadow work on your inner child. I feel like your inner child's kind of like, we should go out and play, this is boring. Like, just turn off all electronics and stuff and kind of relax and like see a sunset or see something that you probably didn't have time to enjoy while you were working all the time. It's like a mini vacation where you kind of smell the roses and take the more scenic route, okay? Anyway, I will see you in the next reading, alright? Later.